Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 3. So, Volume 2 left off on a cliffhanger with Hikari basically asking Rentaro to break up with him, and then we pick up on that. Rentaro obviously doesn't want to do that. They had just won the competition to get the photo of her in the wedding dress and him in the tuxedo. The people that work there ask them to go change, and when Rentaro is out, Hikari has run off. So Rentaro goes to Hikari's house, which is like a big mansion, and tries to get her attention because she's not answering his texts or calls. Hikari sees him, calls him from the phone in the house, and basically tells him that her mother has found out about Rentaro and how he has, 5 girlfriends at this point? Hikari, Kurane, Shizuka, Nano, and Kusuri. So 5 girlfriends at this point, and she doesn't approve. And so Hikari's mother is sending her away. She's moving away, and she's just not going to be able to date him anymore or see anybody anymore. Hikari's mother, Hahari, takes the phone away from her and basically tells Rentaro, like, leave her alone. Don't mess with my daughter. Goodbye. Rentaro obviously isn't having this, so he is basically going to get Hikari and elope, run off with her, right? And he has to go and tell the rest of the Rentaro family this. So he gets Kurane, Shizuka, Nano, and Kusuri together and basically tells them the plan, like, I'm going to go save Hikari, we're going to run off, like, I don't want to do this, and I'm sorry I have to leave you behind, but please wait for me, we'll come back eventually. And Kurane butts in, basically says, like, obviously, no, we're going to go help you. And so now we have, like, everybody together, working on the same page, trying to save Hikari. And so they have to break into the mansion she lives in, grab her, and then get out of there. And throughout this infiltration, like, all the girls step up and help. And it's really, like, these 2 chapters do a good job of highlighting how close they are. Like, the Rentaro family is an actual, like, family, and they care about each other just as much as they care about Rentaro. And so Hikari's in trouble, everybody's stepping up, and everybody's making sacrifices. What's the first thing? The first thing is them trying to break into the house. So there is a cat. Hikari's family has a cat. So there's a little cat door. Nano just grabs, like, a handful of pebbles and, like, is able to, because she's so smart, just, like, figure out how hard to flick them, the angle to flick them, so they hit the lock on the door, unlocking the door. In this, she, like, splits her fingernail or something. Rentaro sees it, bandages her up, and basically is like, alright, you hurt yourself trying to save her, that's great, please take care of yourself. Okay, next one is, they go into the house, a big dog starts chasing after them. Everybody gets out of there except Shizuka, who has sort of collapsed. She has decided she's going to sacrifice herself for everyone else. But Kusuri has medicine that'll put them to sleep. She rolls it to Shizuka, and Shizuka doesn't understand and drinks it. But then, luckily, there's a little bit on her mouth. The dog licks it, and he falls asleep. So they use the reversing medicine on Shizuka, wake her up, and they continue on. And eventually they get to a room that is full of laser alarms. And the cat, again, sets them off, which tips them off to this. So Kusuri has a special eye drop that somebody can use, and they'll be able to see all the laser alarms. So Rentaro uses them. Kusuri was meant to send those away to some, like competition or something. I forget exactly what it was, but, like, it was a big deal that she had been working on this medicine for a long time to sort of submit to this. But again, everybody here is willing to sacrifice things to get Hikari back, and, like, we're constantly seeing that throughout. So Rentaro takes the medicine, which lets him see the lasers, but it makes him blind to everything else. He can't see anything. And So the lasers go up really high. It seems like an impossible task. The only room they have is a little bit on the ceiling because there's chandeliers that the lasers don't touch. So the only way to get over is Rentaro and Karane are tied together, so that way, like, they're hugging in opposite directions. So, like, their feet are going opposite ways, so they can sort of, like, both pairs of feet are touching a wall, and they can, like, sort of shimmy up, and then get across all the wires and then go down. So they do this. Eventually they are caught by Hikari's mother, Hahari, and they are confronted, and Hahari gives, like, this whole speech about how, you know, I was in love as a child, and then he was sick and died, and I had his baby when I was, like, 13 or something because I loved him so much. You don't know what real love is. You're just a terrible person with 5 girlfriends, whatever. And Rentaro cries because he obviously tells that Hahari does love Hikari. This then gets the medicine in his eyes to go away, and him and Hahari, their eyes meet, and it turns out Hikari's mother is another one of Rentaro's soulmates. So we get a funny moment with that where, like, for a brief minute, Hahari loses it and is basically just asking Rentaro to go out with her. She sort of snaps out of it and decides to put Rentaro through a test to see if he actually cares about Hikari. And so she has a lie detector. And to prove that it works, she forces Karane to sit in it and answer some questions. And then they prove it works. And there's a funny gag where Hahari asks Karane if she loves Rentaro. And she says yes. And it says she's lying. And it ramps up to where she has to say, like, she really, really loves him. Like, kind of like the title, right? She has to, like, really emphasize how much she loves him before it says that she's telling the truth. And there's also a funny moment where immediately after that, Rentaro hops into the chair to tell Karane that he loves her too, and is told that he's telling the truth. So the lie detector plan from Hahari completely fails. It proves that Rentaro does actually love her daughter and all of his girlfriends. And then, like, a guard charges in, or maybe it's the maid, I don't remember, but somebody charges in and is like, hey, Hikari is about to jump out of her bedroom window. So everybody's rushing there. Karane is actually holding Hahari back so Rentaro can get to her first, and Hikari's about to jump out the window. Rentaro convinces her to come back in, but she ends up falling, and Rentaro jumps out, he grabs her and they're gonna fall, and so he grabs her and kicks the wall of their house and, falls into a pool, and she's safe, and everything works out. Karane smacks Hikari, don't do that, what's wrong with you? Which, that's good. Again, this whole arc is, really emphasizing how much not just Rentaro cares about Hikari, but how, again, the Rentaro family is a family. They all care about each other. So that moment was good. Rentaro says, all right, Hikari, you're safe. You're going to keep being my girlfriend. And then he goes and asks Hahari to be his girlfriend too. And that's just, the first half of this volume. It's actually pretty dense, now that I'm talking about it. The second half is a bit more light and more fun, where we start to see, the personality Hahari's going to have for the rest of the series, where she just really likes cute things and likes having Rentaro and the girls just, put on cute outfits and stuff. So, here's some pajamas for the girls, and then she gets Rentaro to cross-dress, and then she gets Nano to cross-dress, and then it's here's Rentaro in women's clothing, and then Nano in male's clothing, and they see them kiss. And it's just silly and fun. And then it's bath time. They live in this giant mansion. They have a big bath. The girls take a bath. And then it's Rentaro's turn. And then Hahari and Hikari are planning to go peep. And everyone sort of gives in. It's oh my god, you guys are such perverts. Well, let's go. And Shizuka is the only one that actually puts up a fight and tries to stop them. And they basically wrap her in a futon and tie her so she can't stop them. And So they go to people in Rentaro, and they keep failing. They try to peep through a window. Rentaro sees it, and it's just like, he just sees like the shadow of a face. So he freaks out and thinks it's a ghost. And also, he figured this would happen. Like, he knew Hikari would probably try and peep. So like the whole time he's got a towel on so nobody can see anything. So he sees a face in the window, thinks it's a ghost. He freaks out. The girls go to plan B. They're going to sneak in through the attic. Which then, again, Rentaro hears all that, and he's also freaking out. And what ends up happening is Shizuka, wrapped up, tries to go and warn Rentaro, and ends up rolling into the bathroom and being the only one to actually see anything. So that's fun. And then we had, again, Rentaro thinks he's seeing ghosts this whole time, and then it turns out there's actually a ghost here, maybe. And that is the ghost of Hikari's father. And it's funny, like, the whole time, like, Rentaro's afraid of, like, these ghosts that he thinks he's seeing, but then when he actually sees a real ghost in Hikari's father, he's not afraid at all, and he even says, like, how could I be afraid when Hikari loved you so much, and you're Hikari's father? So there's a nice moment there, and Rentaro says he'll take care of Hikari and stuff, and Hikari's father disappears. He goes to heaven. And that's it. That's the end of Volume 3. We have, well, that's the end of the first season. We actually have one more chapter where it's like a body swap chapter where Kusari makes like a medicine and everybody's souls swap, and like the only way to fix it is to kiss everybody. It's just another kissing everybody chapter. But it was fun. This whole volume, really good, and it emphasizes one of the things that I really like that makes a good harem series for me, is emphasizing that they don't just only care about the main character, that the girls in the harem like each other as well. I think harem series that really play into that and build on that and make, again, like, they call themselves the Rentaro family in that, and I think playing into that is a strength in the series. So I like this volume a lot. Again, this is the end of the first season, so if you watch the first season and you're looking to get into the manga, I'd recommend reading up to this. Again, it's only 3 volumes, but Volume 4 is where you're going to start getting all new stuff. I guess the final chapter of this volume was new, with the body swap. I don't think that was in Season 1. So you could read from the end of that, but yeah, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Volume 3. A lot of fun, a really strong volume, and I like it a lot. I think the whole Hikari arc is really good. And that's going to do it for this video. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.